Hey everyone, Cahlen here, and in this video I'm going to show you my Nomad's Home Gym, right? So this is basically all I need to do weightlifting out here. This fits on my solar electric bike, so I can take it with me. It is a little bit heavy, so it's not something that I would take on, trips that I'm going only when I'm like moving from one place to another to stay fairly permanently. But I think you'll agree this is all quite a bit less than maybe some of you who have gym equipment have to move when you change locations. Even just one dumbbell is more than this stuff, right? So this is it's a big plastic standing pad, and you use it for some of the exercises. You basically wrap the band around the bottom here, and then you stand on it, right? And then you can do all kinds of like pull up or bicep curls and stuff like that. So then the other element is the bar itself, and this is the kind of the key part. It has a few technologies in it which make it kind of needs to be this way to work well. You might be able to make this work with like a stick or something like that and some resistance bands, but it's not going to work quite as well as this bar. So 2 of these hooks, and then it comes with 3 bands. This is the lightest one, and I have 2 other ones. And basically, so you can have it like this, right? And this will kind of give you a medium level resistance, or you can have it like this, right? So you'll see in different exercises, it looks different. So before I do that, I want to talk to you about the type of exercise that this is doing. So there's lots of theories out there about how best to build muscle with, ideally as little effort as possible, but some of them are not about that. Some people have regimens where they basically go to the gym 6 days a week. So basically I am more of the mind of something along what is called, I think there's a book called Body by Science, and the general idea is that it takes muscles which are worked to the max, which you should be doing in your workouts, about a week, sometimes a little bit less, sometimes a little bit more, to completely recover. And if you interrupt that recovery of that muscle by working it out again before it's gotten to that point, you're sabotaging a lot of growth which was going to occur and was occurring, and would have even been more than you got by doing that exercise too early, right? So you were actually better off doing less work. So that's kind of the way that I focusing on bodybuilding. I'm not like super, I want to get swole or anything like that. I just want to, basically, the main thing for me is I want to be able to carry more energy in my body. And ideally, one of the main ways you store energy is storing glycogen in your muscles. And so the bigger muscles you have, the more glycogen you have, which is basically like voltage. It's like a battery bank, right? And so you drain it when you're using it, and when you run out of glycogen, then the muscle can't do anything anymore, right? So basically working out is increasing your fuel tanks. So that's mainly why I'm interested in it. It's nice to look good, look like you're healthy. That's good too. Anyways, so that's one part of this type of thing. But then there's the band thing, which that also comes with another one of these kind of ideas in weightlifting. And that is, you don't need to do a whole lot of sets. What you need to do is you need to take each muscle group to complete and total exhaustion. You just need to touch that place to trigger the muscle to be like, okay, time to recover. We're totally wasted. We did not fulfill our task. It thinks maybe you were fighting a mountain lion and it failed, right? That's a big deal. So the muscle's like, okay, we get the message, starts on its building thing, which takes about a week. Now, these help you get to that place better than like lifting a big heavy thing, because it's more about using up all of that fuel until it's just like, I'm trying, but I can't even do anything because there's nothing there anymore, right? So high reps, low weight. And also, so that's key for getting to that place. So you just keep going until you can't even move like an inch anymore, right? And then you're done. You're done with that muscle group for the week, basically, or that exercise for the week. Now, another nice thing about the band is that it makes the exercise more difficult in kind of the right places, right? So normally, if you're doing like bicep curls or something like that, there's a different place in the lift where it's actually a heavier thing, right? And then when you're up here, it's already kind of up and you've already got momentum, right? And so you're not actually working as hard at this upper part here if you've got a dumbbell in your hand. But with this thing, you're actually working harder at that point. So, and that carries over to a number of the different exercises. So anyways, let's do some exercises. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to weaken my primary muscles. Now this is not part of the recommended system for this band thing that you buy, right? You can buy this thing and it comes with all the recommended exercises you do. This is not part of that. This is something that I add. So basically I just do some pull-ups, find a nice fairly horizontal tree that could definitely hold my weight, and then just do some pull-ups until I can't do it anymore. Okay, now I'm gonna do some push-ups until I can't do it anymore. And I'm even going to put my knees on the ground towards the end to push out the last few. Knees on the ground. Okay. So after the push-ups, I'm going to jump pretty quickly to this next part, because remember, I only need to get failure one time, and I can gradually work down how intense the exercise is. So basically, I'm going to put it around kind of the upper part of my shoulders and just go like that. And you know, you don't want to ever rest. So when you get, oops, popped. When you get back, you don't want to relax. It's always tension the whole time. So like, I couldn't move anymore, like at all. So that's the goal. Okay, the next one is gonna be, I don't know what you call it. I don't know the names of all these. So I'm gonna flip up the board. I'm gonna put it on top of the band. And then I'm going to stand on it. Here, I'm going to bring it back a little bit. I'm going to hold it like this. And then I'm just going to lift up to my sternum, basically. Ooh, it's intense. So just to point out something, I'm alternating whether the exercise is using my bicep up here or my tricep down here, right? So the pull-ups, bicep, push-ups is the tricep. Then this is again the bicep. And now we're gonna go back to the tricep. So I'm gonna double this up, similar to what I did for the bench press-like thing. I'm going to put it on my trapezius muscles. You don't want it up on your neck, okay? Now, here, let me tilt this a little. Okay, so my elbows are to my side, against my body, and I'm not gonna move them, okay? I'm only moving my forearm up and down. Oh boy. Okay, so now we're going back to the bicep. We're going to set it up like we had it before, with the plate over the top, standing on the plate. So you're going to have an underhand grip this time. Pin your elbows again to your side and don't move them. You're just moving your forearms. So that's the workout, at least as I'm doing it currently. Now there are multiple other exercises that this bar is able to do, which I did not do. And one of those is squats, and one of those is calf raises, and the other one is a deadlift, right? Those are really important exercises, and I do plan on adding those pretty soon, but I guess the calf raises are easy. The squat and the deadlift are a little bit technical, and you have to be a little bit careful about your form. Actually, be really careful about your form to make sure you're not hurting yourself. So I'm kind of just practicing getting used to that, and I don't even know if I'm doing the right form, so I just figured probably not best to show people bad form. So anyway, so basically this is all I would do until I would do this, and I would take days off, right? Until I noticed that my muscles are not sore anymore, and then I would do it again. And generally, you know, that changes, you know, depending on your situation, but you don't want to notice anything pretty much. So there's like the intense soreness, and then there's like, well, my muscle, something's definitely different about it. It feels a little bit weird. Don't work out yet, right? So let's see, what else? So basically what I'm doing, and I talked about it in yesterday's video, is I'm taking a supplement, which is, your body turns cholesterol into pregnenolone. And so I'm taking pregnenolone as a supplement, and your body then turns that into any of the hormones that the body needs. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a big dose, currently 300 milligrams, on today in the morning, and then I'll work out in the afternoon, and then I will eat until I'm full. The next day, this is a brand new thing I'm trying, right? So it's not like this is like the thing I've been doing, but I'm just kind of like bringing you guys along for the journey. So tomorrow I will eat all day. So today I fasted. I haven't eaten yet. And now that I've worked out, I will immediately eat to start giving my body, it's like, okay, well, here you go. Here's everything you need to start that path towards healing, recovering, and improving ourselves so we can perform better next time. So eat, then tomorrow, continue to eat all day. Do not fast at all in the morning. Maybe a little bit, you know, I don't like eating too early, but basically a full day of eating. And then the day after that, complete and total fast. That's my plan. That's what I'd like to go for. I don't know I think I can do that. I'm planning to do it this time. What I would like to do is have that to actually be a 3-day cycle, which is continuing constantly. So may be able to just pull that off right away, but we'll see how it goes. You know, we'll know in a couple of days after the full day fast, right? It'll be a full day fast and then a half day in the morning, no eating in the morning either. It'll basically be today again, and then I'll be doing my exercise. So I'll be working out after a day and a half of not eating. And that also, there's all kinds of reasons why I'm doing that, but you can look into Dr. Amin-Ra's work if you're interested in the justification for that type of stuff, but you know, that's basically the idea. So we'll see how that goes. I suppose I should take a shirtless shot because I'm just now kind of really starting this. I've had this workout set since I was like a producer in the game industry, which was like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, something like that. And I've never really worked out. I've always like wanted to work out in my life, but I never really got to the point where I'm like, I'm going to do it now. And I was like, well, someday I'm going to get there. And I never did until recently. And now I am there. And I'm like, dude, I should be working out. This feels really good. Why wasn't I working out before? So anyways, this is the beginning. I'll show you a shirtless shot. It's coming up here. And then we'll check in every once in a while, you know, maybe 3 months from now or maybe a year from now or something like that. So hopefully I stay on the track. I feel pretty confident that this is going to be a recurring thing. Yep, I expect we'll see some improvements. Okay. I know I'm skinny. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please consider sharing it. If you'd like to help me out in a more substantial way, you can learn how to do so at cahlen.org/gift. And if you'd like to have a one-on-one conversation with me, whether publicly or privately, you can learn how to do so at cahlen.org/one-on-one. Thanks again for watching.